sure the guest is not mistaken for a cast member, and also for guest safety. If the costume is dragging on the floor, it could be a potential safety hazard. But also you might have somebody who's dressed up as Pluto, which is Goofy's dog. I never understood that. Goofy's a dog and he's a dog named Pluto.
Don't get into that can of worms.
I don't want to get in that can of worms. If Pluto came up and he's just like, I'm Pluto, and a person's just like, oh, hi, Pluto. He's like, why don't you come over behind that tree with me? Do you like candy? And just a handful of various pills. Do you like candy? And the kid's like, yeah. Well, here, eat these. I will, Pluto, I will.
Do you think Pluto's just faking it? Like he's a human pet to them?
I think Pluto's probably a puppet, I'd imagine. Why would he be a non-sentient dog, but then Goofy is? But it seems like a fetish. It's almost like if you had a human being dressed up as a chimp, and they were your pet monkey, and you just like the shit out of them. You know what I mean? But they can definitely talk. Pluto can definitely talk. There's no way. There's no way. But of course, Disney adults did not take this lightly. It was something of utter disgrace. I mean, how could their beloved heaven do this to them? They were crushed.
On Sunday, I woke up at 4 o'clock just to get ready.
I don't like that. They focused in on her fucking those paws, dude.
April Spielman's fingernails are still sparkling green from her weekend trip to Disney World.
Still sparkling green.
They were stopped at the front gate because park officials felt she looked too much like Disney's official Tinkerbell theme park character.
You know, you said you look too good, so you're gonna have to take off the costume.
They said, you look too good, you have to take off the costume. And I said, why? Why? Adult costumes are clothing that can be viewed as representative of, well, yeah. That's just waiting for chaos to happen. What if every guest, what if 90% of guests had costumes on? You wouldn't know. People could like have somebody put them in a costume and take them. You wouldn't know. The person's like, ah! But it's just a mask that's just like, so you had no idea?
They were talking about how little girls, it ruins their dreams, but it ruined my dream because I just wanted to be Tinkerbell.
All right, I felt bad at first, but then that made me want to be like, okay, dude, let's come on. It ruined a little girl's dream, but my dream of being Tinkerbell.
They are literally causing a scene at the park.
Take a picture with you guys.
Excuse me, can you just sign?
This is actually just proving Disney's point of like why you can't show up, because you have tons of people being like, can I take a picture with my daughter? Let's take a picture. And also the whole time she's just like, oh my God, I'm not a Disney princess, even though I look just like one. This is my dream. Is it going to turn down all you plebeians, all you fucking weirdos? There's got to be a power trip to that too.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, I can't do it. I'm not really a princess. I know I look like one. I'm as dainty and as perfect as a princess as you think, but I'm not actually one. She doesn't even talk to the Spanish child. The child speaking Spanish, she just dips her head and runs. Non-English speaker, runs off. This is what they're talking about. Causes a whole scene at the park. Now people are all confused because they're just like, wait, what? It causes too much of a commotion. But hope grew, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you feel too bad for the Disney adults, as I'm sure all of you are right now. Don't feel too bad, because hope did grow as people looked at the rules with a magnifying glass and found a way to circumvent this travesty. This new loophole that they got around is called Disney bounding. Yes. Disney bounding is when you dress up in regular clothes to look like a particular Disney character. You know, wearing clothes and hats that match the color scheme of particular characters. You know, if you wanted to be Gaston, you probably have like a red shirt and maybe some yoga pants and a big old dick between those legs. Or if you wanted to be Tinkerbell, at this point, you would wear maybe a green shirt with a green skirt. There's Tinkerbell. Bro, you hot. Oh, and he's got that knapsack on him. AI will never be able to replicate this. I just want to say, I don't know, the modeling world has ruined people showing off their outfits now. Especially like a guy, he has this like hat on and he's like, he's there and he's like, he's dressed like a fucking 7-year-old, looks like a small British boy, like Tiny Tim.
Nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how. We're gonna make it happen.
What is this song? Wait, I gotta hear it again. This was like, where the birds of the bees sing.
Nothing can stop us now.
Nothing can stop us now. I like how this song is just about Mickey, like either fucking or eating pussy somehow. Nothing can stop us now. And the guys just in the park like,
let's take a ride.
I like also the top comments like, this song! And he's like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yo, girl, you mind if I put on some big cartoonish white gloves and finger that see? Gosh, Maxie, you're so aggressive with the women. All right. With Disney bounding, now Disney adults can live out their wildest fantasies and dress as their favorite character as long as it's normal clothes. But what is normal?
Are my Jedi robes normal?
Well, it is my lightsaber normal because I wear that every day also. Disney adults anger some online after they invent Disney bounding to avoid costume ban. My personal hell is what a quote says. What character is this even fucking supposed to be? Is this supposed to be Minnie? There is no way to... What is this user interface? What if Fox News herself? My God. Which is just weird to me because here's the thing. People like to play pretend all the time. Who doesn't like to play pretend? But to me, it's like the obsession, the fascination to just have to skirt around this one rule that you simply cannot enjoy the park without like, you know, I really got one over on him. Feels so weird to me. Doesn't it feel weird? You have to just go against this rule. If I don't show up as the Mad Hatter, then I don't know how. I can't go to the park if I'm not the Mad Hatter. I just refuse. I can't do it, Mom! Or Denise, whatever your wife's name is. What do you think? The guy cosplayed as the Mad Hatter, what do you think his wife's name is?
Cheryl.
God, Cheryl is a bad name, isn't it? Cheryl, what a bad name. You know what's weird though? Don't mind Carol. Why is that, Nick?
The shh.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Hey, Hunter. Shit, my name's Cheryl. Cheryl. I'm like a giant Mad Hatter hat on. I'm like, you. Okay. First, we'll start off with Disney-bound creators because there are a lot of them. I'd say I found the majority of this stuff through creators online, people who are showing off their Disney-bound fits. And we're going to start off with Leslie Kay. The creator of Disney-bounding is a blogger named Leslie Kay, and she coined the term in 2011. But it wasn't until 2012 did this trend really blow up and become huge. She has a blog specifically called DisneyBound.co, where she posts mood boards of her sick fits. Jesus Christ, this one with this backpack. If I had an 8-year-old daughter and she's like, can I wear? I'd be like, of course. This little pink outfit. Yeah, we want a Disney bound, fine. If Cheryl came up to me and she's like, I want a Disney bound, a Sleeping Beauty. I don't know. Shh, I don't care what you say. I'm doing it. That's the kind of person that Disney bounds, dude. I would be disgusted. I know it's wrong to say because at the end of the day, here's the thing, Nick, is it's just pink pants and it's just a pink shirt, whatever. It's the principle. Why do you have to escape, honey? Let's say. Why are you always trying to escape?
My life's miserable. This is the only happiness I have.
You know, you saying that actually made me be like, well, okay, well, go ahead and dress up then. If your life is that miserable, that's the only other happiness you have, I guess. Well, I'd be like, oh, can we, I don't know, can we work on it? Can we try to like get you some... Cheryl, calm down! No. You know what's weird is that if you did approach it in a respectful way, we're like, okay, well, wear, but let's like try to work on it. And if the person was like, no, that's when you would have to be like, I can't do this. There's no conversation to be had. She also runs an Instagram and Facebook page with over 10,000 Disney adults, baby. She is still very active and posts pictures of other users as well. So I would say she's somewhat of a guru, like a prophet almost. March is the official month of Disney bounding, and she has a 30-day challenge where each day you have to wear a different Disney bounding outfit. And also you have to pay for 30 Disney tickets. Or is it just not in Disneyland, it's just in your life?
It's anywhere.
So it is anywhere.
I think there are people who will do the challenge where they'll go to Disneyland for 30 days straight.
When we went to Disneyland, it was probably like $50 for a ticket to get in.
I thought it was way more expensive.
Oh, really? Let me see. Oh, I was wrong. So it's 96 to 194 for a day for a regular one. So let's just say it's $200. 200 times 30, what is that?
That's 30 different outfits they're paying.
It's a lot. But there's also Dear and Darling, which they're big on Instagram and TikTok. Dear and Darling are a middle-aged married couple consisting of a wife and her husband. Let's see what Dear has to say about Disney bounding.
I define Disney bounding as dressing in regular clothes that allude to a character.
I really don't like the word allude there. Wearing regular clothes that allude to Disney characters. I don't know what it is, but allude feels so dirty there. We're alluding to this. She's like immediately in blackface. Dear, no! No! One of the top comments, is this healthy? That Disney photo, that Mickey and Minnie whether that should be illegal. I mean, dude.
But a lot of people enjoy celebrating these beloved Disney characters by dressing in clothes that emulate that character.
I really hate the idea of celebrating. I know we've been saying a lot of shit about cults lately. It feels very culty of like, we celebrate Simba and we celebrate Mufasa. It's like, he's a fucking fictional character. What are you talking about, man?
This is achieved mostly through color blocking.
Oh my dear, oh my stars.
Here we are as Daisy and Donald, gender bending. This one was a little bit.
He really fought that one. He's like, no, you be Donald, I'll be He's like, I want to be Daisy. She's like, okay, fine, I'll be Donald. He's like, thank you, God.
For Yoda, I got these cute little ears of a Betsy. Look at that.
The kids are just like watching kick streamers and stuff. And just like blackjack for 7 hours. Yeah, the Renaissance Festival. Yeah, I was a giant baby Yoda, which it was supposed to be ironic though, dude.
You had fun.
No.
Very good.
No, I didn't. I was hot the entire time. I walked around like a baby. I didn't like it. I was green. I didn't like being green the whole time. But Dear and Darling, their whole thing is that they make Disney content and they give you good tips and tricks on stuff to do. And they also show you why they love Disney Bounding and what it is. But they are always at Disney Parks, is the weird thing though. And they have like fucking 12 children. I don't know if they're Mormon or what the fuck's going on there. But sheep them by the dozen, literally. And they're all dressed up and going. It just makes you think their returns must be fucking sweet. I think it'd be at Disneyland that much. God damn. They have to also be local. They gotta be local. It should be thinking, you know what, good for them. Hey, get the getting while the getting's good.
Shit, I did. I tore that son of a bitch up like a copper salad.
And you know what, I don't want to be this guy, but I'll speculate a little bit. I bet you the kids don't. People do speculate that they are family vlogging, but they made a response very adamantly saying that they're not. But in my opinion, and this is something I'll say true, is that if you have your kids in a video for content in any kind of way, more often than not, it's family content, right? Bryce, to the back. Garnt, go up there. Garnt, go up there. Go up. Grab my husband. I'm like,
sneaking fentanyl into Disneyland.
Slap my kid's head. We're gonna have to edit you out in Lightroom afterwards. Like, just use Photoshop. She's like. What's weird with their channel though is that half the time they're not even Disney bounding, they're just in full-fledged costumes. So I wonder if at Disneyland, if they're just like, they're so well known, they're like, we're coming in. We will come inside here fully dressed. He's in a Sweeney Todd outfit. Like, Sweeney, dressed in a Sweeney Todd. Blood stains all over you. He's like, swing your razor. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it. Here's a tale of Sweeney Todd. The Darling side of Dear and Darling, which I assume Darling would be the guy. Darling? He's a deer? Who's the deer and who's the darling? Whatever. The guy, the husband, is very into it, and he's constantly being harassed in the comments for being gay. People speculate it, and their fans fight back and forth as well about this man's sexuality, even though he's had to at least have sex with her 6 times that we know of. Who knows, dude? Maybe there's another Prince Charming. Internet trolls in our comment section calling Paul gay.
Why are you gay? This isn't gay. You are gay.
That's kind of a cute way to address it. How funny would it be though if the next video it's like her like mascara right in her face? Paul's left. He ran off with some guy. First off, you be too old to be acting like this, all right? Also, what kind of weird Best Buy TV kiosk do they have going on in their house? His son's just trying to corner like this. Watching his dad do all this. Daddy's dressed up as the piggy bank from Toy Story. The kid's just like... He's like doing a handstand. Tyson, press record for dad. Tyson. The kid's just like... What is with this 3D shoe? God damn, dude. But, you know, Dear and Darling are moving on from Disneyland, and they do stuff outside of Disney for content now. Get ready with me to go to Taco Bell. I have options. Another Taco Bell bounding.
I have options. I think I'm feeling the pink.
What if it was you're gonna go visit your husband in prison? Would you dress up like a guard?
No, I dress up as like a
Or Next up, we have Jeremy Singh, which Jeremy Singh is known for his elaborate makeup and costumes, and it's gotten so far beyond Disney bounding that, I mean, they're just costumes. I mean, it's eccentric pageantry. Because I would say Disney bounding is casual. Like, oh, I went to H&M and I picked up some shorts or whatever. You know what I mean? Jeremy, I think he's gone a bit far. I don't know what that is. Fancy as shit, though. This is, imagine going to the bank with this outfit on, dude.
I've got the shoes, I've got the dress that makes me a princess, I guess.
I think all these Disney bounding people saying that this isn't Disney bounding, I think they're fucking jealous because old boy has some taste. You know what I mean? Everyone else is just, oh, I'm going to show up with a fucking tweed suit. This motherfucker's got a little bit of class to him. Next up, you have May the Force Be with RJ. I would say he's probably the most wholesome. Generally, people like this guy the most because this feels like true Disney bounding. This guy is taking things from his house and making outfits and stuff for social media. I would say he's a genuinely liked person on the internet. I really don't see a lot of hate comments about him. He seems like just a guy who's just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This Frozone one, I'll be honest, so I cannot tell if he's doing blackface or not. Does it look like his face gets darker in this or what? Or am I going crazy? Is it just a lighting shift? Look at this. Is that? Is this? I can't tell though. I cannot tell. Did he darken his face?
It looks like it.
I think it's just the lighting. Tell you what, he is holding that pose for a long time, bro. He's actual frozoned. Which, getting out of content creation, even people online who aren't seeking content creation do upload it to the subreddit, Disney Bounding subreddit. And there are some unbelievable posts there, such as this man who is a nice Cruella de Vil. I think he just slayed. What about a Princess Ariel? This feels like just a regular outfit I'd see in Portland, Oregon. And maybe everyone in Portland, Oregon is just Disney bounding all the time. They have no idea. Like, wait, what the hell was that? Wait, what? Honestly, the Mr. Incredibles one is pretty good, but the mask is just way too big. I would accept everything else, but the mask is just cartoonishly large. God, this kind of smirk is kind of getting me though, huh? Look at this guy. I will say the lightsaber could be bigger, and the buttons on the lanyard, that doesn't matter. It leads to the conclusion of today's video, which makes me think, what would Walt Disney think of these people? Walt Disney made Disneyland because he wanted it to be a place for families to come and children to believe that this place is real. It's magical. I'm also thinking that he's like the dude from like the 60s. He's like, it's for children and families, you monsters. It's like stopping at the gates and grabbing them. But I just, you know, it makes you think, it makes you wonder. I don't think that there's anything wrong at all with trying to escape and do something, but it does feel weird where if you took this stuff and you put it into your regular day lives, what are you escaping from? You're saying that you're championing these Disney characters, but why? Why not champion yourself? Why not raise yourself up? Make yourself feel good and look good. That doesn't escape into another character in the world. It doesn't mean that escaping is always bad, but I do think if you're continuously escaping, I think you could fall into some practices. Thank you so much for watching this video about Disney bounding. If you're a Disney bounder yourself, please, fool of God, don't skin me alive. I appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your day.
But if the fans...
Fuck the fans! They'll be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to XDEFIANT. The game is almost 1 month old at this point, believe it or not. The preseason is coming to an end, season 1 is right around the corner, and as such, even more changes are going to be coming to the game, which have been confirmed by Mark Rubin as well as Aches over on social media. What I thought I would do here for today's video is cover all those changes that are going to be coming, sifting through all the social media posts and everything so you guys don't have to. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it because a lot of these changes are going to be very positive for the XDEFIANT community. So yesterday, a netcode change went through with the hopes of giving the game better hit registration as well as improving latency, which in theory will result in less dying around corners. It's only been 1 day since that update went live, but I will say I was dying around corners a lot less yesterday, though there's still plenty of random issues when it comes to the XDEFIANT servers. For example, my buddy Jet, he lives in California, I live in Pennsylvania, right? So when he's playing on USC servers, he definitely doesn't have the best connection ever, but yesterday, after the update, he had this clip right here, which really really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, sure, his ping wasn't very good, but he wasn't getting packet loss. He wasn't getting high variations to his latency or anything like that. The clip really didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is nice that they're putting out these netcode changes with the hopes of making the game feel better, and hopefully that's something they continue to do over the coming weeks and months here within XDefiant. On top of that, a couple of days ago, they put out a new update which nerfed bunny hopping as was crouch spamming, though a lot of people are saying the changes don't really do a whole lot. As of right now, the penalty for bunny hopping only triggers on the 4th jump, which really doesn't change really anything whatsoever, and it has been confirmed that they are monitoring the bunny hop spam changes, and they are open to the idea of making the penalty occur on the 3rd jump as compared to the 4th one, so definitely stay tuned there. Next up, we have weapon XP changes. It was confirmed a couple of days ago that weapon XP is going to be changed in some capacity in the future, though as of right now, we're not sure exactly when that update is going to come out or what exactly they're going to be changing. Mark Rubin did say on Twitter that unlocking attachments should be faster, but unlocking skins like bronze, silver, gold, and then the new mastery camos in Season 1 are going to be a little bit harder, so I'm wondering how that's going to work out. Maybe they're going to make the attachments be unlocked much earlier on throughout the weapons progression, but then keep the challenges for bronze, silver, and gold. I really have no idea. For me personally, I've said before, I'll say it again, they need to reward people for playing the objective with weapon XP. I don't think it's a very controversial opinion to say that no one really plays the objective that hard within this game. There's a number of people out there who just pretty much ignore the objective, and that's really frustrating in a fast-paced arena shooter like XDefiant. I feel like everybody should be playing the objective, everybody should be trying to win, but I don't necessarily blame those players who ignore the objective, because if you want to level up your guns, get your attachments, get your bronze, silver, and gold camo, the best way to do that is to ignore the objective and just get kills, because as of right now, weapon XP is solely tied to your kills and your assists, which I think is a really bad idea. They should give you XP for being on the objective, you should get XP for capturing flags, capturing hard points, and just being on the escort drone, anything, right? If you're playing the objective, you should get more weapon XP, and in turn, that would encourage more people to actually PTFO for a change, and I think XDefiant will be better as a result. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how they're gonna be changing up weapon XP, but those changes are coming, and I think it's very much needed. Not only do we need more people to play the objective, but I'll straight up say, like, when I'm streaming now, when I'm playing XDefiant, and it's not a double weapon XP event, I just use my bronze guns. I don't even bother leveling up my other guns because it's so painfully slow. I might as well just wait for double XP, right? I then just go to my bronze weapons. I have guns like the M4, the AK, the M16, the MP5, the P90, like guns like that. I just use those because I already have the good attachments for them as compared to using a gun like the MPR, for example, which only becomes decent once you get to like weapon level 40. So yeah, I think they definitely need to change things around here when it comes to weapon XP, and apparently they are. So stay tuned. Hopefully we have some good news coming our way. Next up, the stupid freaking spider drone, which I honestly don't understand why it's even in the game. The spider drone is so ridiculously frustrating. Its sole purpose is to annoy people and just make the game feel chaotic and random. Like, I freaking hate the spider drone, and apparently it's going to be reworked at a fundamental level because it's super buggy. You would have thought the spider is buggy. Apparently the spider drone is supposed to jump on your face, but how many times have you guys had it where the spider drone is like behind you and on the ground and shocking you, and you can't actually shoot it, and neither can your teammates? It does like no damage whatsoever. It's really buggy. Like, it's not working right. Mark Rubin has confirmed that on Twitter, and are looking to get the spider drone fixed before potentially looking at rebalancing. He did say that all abilities will be looked at for rebalancing once they have enough data. So yeah, spider drone is going to be getting reworked to actually, you know, work, but in the meantime, it's the most annoying thing probably in the history of XDefiant, and I just really wish it was in the game, man. It's so ridiculously frustrating. It doesn't really serve a purpose, man. I could go on and on about this. I freaking hate the spider drone so much. Like, oh, it just makes me mad. It really does. But something that doesn't make me mad is the fact that kill cams are coming to XDefiant. We don't know when it's going to happen. Probably Season 1, but kill cams will be there, which is needed. Kill cams are a very good thing, especially in a free-to-play game like XDefiant. As a way to combat cheaters, having kill cams there is a really good thing, because you can just record the kill cam if they're obviously cheating, send it in, make a report, and then get those players banned. Kill cams are needed, not only for that, but also it's nice that when you're getting outgunned by somebody, or somebody is just completely dominating you and you're a brand new player, or maybe you're just having a bad game, it's nice to be able to look at the kill cams, see what kind of attachments maybe they have, what kind of setup they're running, and also see how they're playing, how their accuracy was. Like, seeing that stuff helps people learn. I know for me personally, when I got into Call of Duty back in Call of Duty 4, I used to watch a ton of kill cams because I couldn't believe how often I was getting shit on, and then I would watch them play in the kill cam, and I'm like, ah, shit, he is just way better than me, isn't he? and I learned from that, right? So kill cams are definitely going to be a welcome addition to the XDefiant multiplayer. Next up, there is a visual recoil bug on the Tier 50 Battle Pass MDR skin, which is just ridiculous. It just makes the gun have a ton of visual recoil, which is kind of crazy considering this is the final reward from the first ever Battle Pass within XDefiant, and you're better off not running it because it adds a ton of visual recoil. Well, apparently they're fixing that. They're aware of that bug, and hopefully soon the legendary skin on the MDR will be getting fixed and be in line with no skin being put on the MDR. Next up, we have disbanding lobbies. It was said pre-launch for XDefiant that by default, lobbies in the game were not going to be disbanding, but ever since launch, lobbies have been disbanding. Well, apparently that's a bug. Apparently that's an issue. They are working on that, and they're also going to be adding the ability to chat with the enemy team post-match, which I think would be pretty cool. Like after a very close competitive match, being able to talk to the other team while you're looking at the scoreboards and everything like that should make for some pretty fun moments. I'm excited to see that coming. It would also be nice if there was maybe a death chat. You know, we always talk about how we don't need XDefiant to become COD, but there's always been something so satisfying about killing somebody and then hearing their death comms for a second or two right after you kill them. Something about that was always kind of fun, and perhaps that's something they could add to XDefiant in the near future. The final couple of things here. If we go back to the very opening clip of the video here, they're looking into AFK players and penalizing them, because I've had so many matches where I have AFK teammates for like 3 to 5 minutes. They don't really seem to ever get kicked, and maybe there's just enough stick drift on their controller that they're slightly moving and then the game's not detecting it. Like, I'm not sure. There is a number of AFK people in a lot of lobbies in XDefiant, and they are looking into that, or looking to penalize those people and get them out of the match sooner rather than later, which is good because it's always so frustrating when you're in a pretty close game and then 2 of your teammates just go completely AFK. And then the final update here is there will be a penalty for leaving games too much. Apparently there's a bit of an issue where a lot of people are rage quitting in XDefiant, and they're looking to penalize those players a little bit more, because not only is it a stress on matchmaking, it's a stress on the people in the lobby, your teammates especially. It's supposed to be a team-based, fast-paced arcade shooter, and with people constantly backing out, well, that's a bit frustrating for those people that are actually in the lobby, still trying to play, still trying to win. It's a bit of an issue. So those are all the things that I was able to find on social media. They are updating a lot of aspects of XDefiant in the coming weeks, and I'm pretty excited about that personally, because as a whole, the core foundation of the game has been pretty good. Like, I've been enjoying the core concepts of XDefiant. I will say I would like more to do in the game besides just level up my weapons, but I have a feeling stuff like that is going to be addressed when we get Season 1. But looking at all the changes here, like reworking and rebalancing all the abilities in the game once they have enough data, kill cams being added, weapon XP changes being added, possibly addressing bunny hopping even more, looking into AFK players and getting them out of your matches, also giving a penalty for people that leave too many games. Like, these are all very positive changes, and I'm excited to see what the XDefiant team has for us moving forward. But guys, that is it for this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on these changes down there in the comments, and let me know what other changes would you make to the game. Let me know about that. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about catfishing. The term catfish first appeared in the MTV documentary, which then turned into a popular show, but the original documentary was centered around Neff Schulman and his experience with having a long-term online relationship with someone who didn't even exist, or, you know, they existed, but just under a whole different name and face. So, yeah, you know, he thought he was on the phone with Gucci, but really on the other end it was Dave & Buster's. You know, just completely different, not related at all. Now, this is heavily paraphrased because a lot of things happen in the documentary, but long story short, Neff Schulman falls in love with a woman named Megan through Facebook, and he travels to see her and then finds out that Megan isn't Megan at all, and in fact, he has been talking with a 40-year-old married woman named Angela. And then the name of the documentary and the term as a whole comes from a story that Angela's husband said in the documentary, which is, let me read a little anecdote here from an article. When Nev was visiting with Angela and her husband Vince, Vince tells them a story about a problem when live cod were shipped to Asia from North America, and the flesh ended up gross and mushy from inactivity. In order to keep the cod active, according to Vince's story, the fishermen started putting in catfish with the cod to nip at their tails to keep them active. Vince implies that Angela is like those catfish because life would be dull and boring if we didn't have someone nipping at our fins.
So, you heard it here first from Angela's husband. Lie and deceive to people to keep them on their toes. Yeah. They're just making life interesting. They're doing you a goddamn favor. If I ever lie or cheat or deceive you, I'm literally just trying to have fun. I'm literally just trying to live life to the fullest. Sorry. Now, in this context, catfishing refers to pretending to be an entirely different person online than you are in actuality, which is the most common form of catfishing. I think that's what I think of when I think of catfishing. But first, I want to talk about a more mild form. There's a type of catfishing that primarily happens on social media and dating apps. We've talked about dating apps, okay? We know that they're very superficial. This is not groundbreaking news, right? Florals for spring, we know. And it doesn't even matter, what dating app you use, whether it's on an app or in real life. Physical attraction is an important part to dating and having a relationship. You can't really get married to someone if you feel repulsed by their face and body, or maybe, I guess you could, but your life wouldn't be very happy. And with that being said, there is a type of catfishing where you are using your own photos and the person in the photos is you, but it's just sort of a heavily edited, heavily filtered, different version of you. I've gone on Tinder dates before where it's like, oh, okay, I definitely recognize you, but you don't look exactly like your pictures. And then, of course, that's when I throw my drink in their face and flip the table and start screaming. Obviously, they were all still beautiful. It's not like their photos were face-tuned into oblivion, okay? And all girls are pretty. But sometimes, people in general don't always look exactly like their photos. When you're uploading pictures to a dating app, you're gonna choose photos that you look especially good in, so the lighting is good, you were having a good hair day, the skin was on point, the outfit was cute, X, Y, and Z, and all these things. People are not like that all the time. You can't have those conditions everywhere, Like for me, right, I know that I look best from a very specific certain angle. If you look at all my thumbnails and if you go to my Instagram, all of my pictures are from the left side of my face. Cherish and love the left side of my face. The right side, we have to have a talk. And that's why I loved being a passenger princess, because only the left side of my face is showing. POV, you're driving me to the airport and you can only see the left side of my face. Hoorah, hoorah! But in real life, the lighting is not always gonna be perfect. We are gonna be seen from all angles, not just our best ones. For some people, we're not gonna look exactly like our photos. Hi. I'm so sorry that I'm late.
Oh, hi.
No, yeah, that's, sorry, that's okay. I just listened to a podcast in its entirety. Oh, well, that's great. I love podcasts, yeah. Totally love podcasts. I, always tell people that I'm hearing voices in my head and they think I have a mental problem, but really I'm just listening to podcasts. Oh, hi. Finally you showed up. What can I get for you guys? Can you please leave? You're blocking my light. What? You're blocking my light, okay? I'm trying to look as close to my pictures as possible here for my date, my lovely date here, so I can just step to the side. No, I need you to leave entirely. What are you doing? Well, I need to take your order. Chicken wings for the table. I'm a vegetarian. Okay, whatever. Thank God she's gone, right? Now the lighting is so much better. To be honest, I don't really see a difference. Okay. Are you, okay, or? Yes, I'm fine. I have, I have a neck cramp or something. Maybe if you just position yourself normally, then I am normal. Right? Who said anything about right? Okay, you don't need to see the right side of my face. That's personal. Do you have a zit or something? Why are you hiding the right side of your face? No, I don't have a zit on the right side of my face. Because I've been using Nurex skincare. Woo. Okay, yeah, your right side. Jeez, yeah, I probably, I understand why you were hiding it. Oh. Okay, ignoring that, Nurx's licensed medical professionals are here to help you take care of your skincare journey with effective and tailored solutions. Work with a Nurx licensed medical provider to help you take on skin concerns like acne breakouts, melasma, hyperpigmentation, and smoothing out fine lines and wrinkles. Get effective prescription-strength skincare treatments at affordable prices. Nurx offers over 50 clinically proven dermatologist-trusted treatments for acne, melasma, and anti-aging that work faster and are more effective than over-the-counter products. Nurx offers retinoid treatments known as the powerhouse skincare ingredient that are over 20 times more potent than those over-the-counter. You can skip the in-person appointment, babes, because you can complete a medical consultation anytime, day or night. A Nurx provider will review your health history and, if medically appropriate, prescribe a skin treatment for you. Patients get a personalized treatment plan and a full year of unlimited messaging with Nurx dermatology expert providers. Optimizing your skincare is a journey, right? And it's nice to have some guidance throughout that journey, and you'll be able to adjust your medication to make sure that you're getting the most out of your treatments as possible as your needs evolve. Nurx helps women be their own best advocates, and they are here to help you and understand you. So with access to 24/7 support, you have the freedom to ask whatever question and get an answer whenever you need it. So thank you to Nurx for sponsoring today's video. Taking control of your health starts here, so go to nurx.com/notevenemily or click the link in the description to get started. That is nurx.com/notevenemily. Oh, hi. I thought you left our date. I just forgot my headphones. But sometimes it is a bigger difference than just the lighting or a particular angle or the way you did your makeup that day, you know. Sometimes it's like you will have edited yourself and altered your look so much that it's like, baby, you might as well be AI generated. And this isn't even just for dating apps, but social media in general, okay? People be editing the fuck out of their face and bodies, okay? Editing the fuck out of their face and bodies, and there are some people who truly are a catfish. Sorry, I feel like that's like a derogatory term the way I just said that. Yeah, you're a dirty little catfish. Disgusting little catfish. Facetune, an app mainly used to, you know, edit selfies and pictures of your face and body, had over 200 million downloads in 2023. And according to a study done by Case24, 71% of people use Facetune before posting a photo of themselves on Instagram. That is a lot of people who are changing their appearance on social media, which some people would consider to be a form of catfishing, right? And I'm sure that the majority of these people are just using it in a way like, okay, let me get rid of some of these flyaway hairs, or like, you know, there's something in my teeth or something like that. But, you know, some people are making changes that are not that minor. You know, people are editing the hell out of their waists and their butts, their derrieres, and you can tell because the background of the picture is bending it like Beckham. Hashtag natural, hashtag no filter, but somehow your dresser from IKEA in the background looks like it has a baby bump. Why is that? The Kardashians have been especially called out for this. There's a particular photo of Khloe Kardashian that's popping up in my mind where it's like, Khloe, baby, were you hacked or something? Because this is simply not you with peace and love. I mean, there's even that saying that social media is not real life, and there's a reason for that, you know? And people even take initiative to, you know, take pictures from a celebrity's Instagram and then show, like, the Getty image or, like, the paparazzi photo and see the differences in, like, okay, clearly what was posted on Instagram was edited, or at the very least, they're sucking in. So with the over-editing and the filters in regards to catfishing, yeah, I mean, it gets to a certain point where it's like, the picture you're posting is simply just not you. Hi, sorry to bother you, ma'am. I'm with the FBI. We're looking for someone. Amanda Wang, have you ever heard of her? I'm Amanda Wang. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. I have her Instagram pulled up right now, and you are not her. Yeah, that's me. This woman has double D's. Yeah, and I have that. Officer, are you looking at my chest? Well, there's not much to look at, is there? Okay, bitch. This woman has the strongest cheekbones I've ever seen in my life and is shaped like an hourglass with the ass of a Kardashian with more surgery. Okay, this is not you. Yes, it is. Jesus Christ. Okay, look. I pull it up right here on my laptop. This is my account. Amanda Wang. Huh. Well, now I have to arrest you for 2 things. Okay, what things? The first thing is you're the biggest catfish I've ever seen in my life, and it's borderline impersonation and fraud. You can't arrest me for that. Well, the second thing is quadruple homicide. Oh, yeah. Fuck. So beauty standards are a very apparent factor in that type of catfishing where you're altering yourself, right? But I feel like beauty standards are also a part of the type of catfishing where you're just pretending to be someone else entirely. I know people can catfish to scam or manipulate or get revenge. You know, fat ass Kelly Price, you will live in our hearts forever.
The reason why you stupid idiot can never find who Tony is because I'm Tony.
Why the would you do that?
Because
Bring my ears on, because that ain't
you should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price.
And we will talk about that later, but for right now, I want to focus on the romance of it all. The romance of it all. People who catfish to gain a romantic connection or a relationship are very interesting to me because it's basically like a situation where you know you're gonna lose and you just like keep digging your grave deeper and deeper. Some of these relationships go on for months or even years, you know? It's like, Jesus Christ, talk about committing to the bit. But it is sad, you know, these people, they feel like they can't find the romantic connection or intimacy that they're craving as themselves, so they have to become someone else. And then when that connection does build, you know, they're telling you all these things like, oh, you're so beautiful or handsome, I love you so much, I care about you so much, I want you so bad, and then maybe even sexual things they're saying to you, and you attach yourself to that false flattery. But with every compliment you receive and every reassurance or whatever type of gratification you're getting, in the back of your mind, I feel like you have to know that this isn't even for me. This is for a persona that I created. And I feel like there would have to be this constant lingering, you know, thought or feeling of if I were to have tried to do this as myself, I probably wouldn't be here right now with this person that I, you know, supposedly care deeply for. They probably wouldn't have even given me a chance. So it's like with every compliment and every development of the relationship, I feel like those good things just become a reminder of your wrongdoing. At least that's how I would feel. And not only a reminder of your wrongdoing, but also a taste of the affection and attention and praise that you could get if you weren't you. I don't think I could ever catfish somebody. Listen, I'm a fan of committing to the bit, but perhaps not at someone else's expense. And I know that some people might be thinking, okay, well, Emily, you are quote unquote attractive, so you have no quote unquote reason to catfish, right? And that's valid. I suppose that is valid. So maybe I am just talking out of my ass. That really could be the case. But I'm sure that there's a lot of people who don't fit, you know, the conventional beauty standards who also would not catfish anyone because it's kind of just a mean and selfish thing to do. Especially if I truly started to care for them, I feel like anytime that they would compliment me or do something really nice to me, any sort of gesture or something like that, I would just feel awful.
Hi, is there a Colby Showman here? No? Oh. Oh, wait, yes, that's me. Shit, sorry, I forgot. Okay, well, you have flowers delivered to you from Daryl. Sheesh.
Oh, he sent me flowers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He,
Oh my god, I'm such a piece of shit.
Okay, well, if it makes you feel any better, he also got you this. It's cute.
Oh my god, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's actually making me feel light years worse. My parents should be so disappointed in me. Okay, sorry to hear that. He also wrote you a letter, so.
Oh my god, stop. You shouldn't have, because now I want to kill myself.
Dear Colby, you are the realest person I have ever known. I have never had such a real connection with a real person. I'm so glad we are in this very real relationship, having real conversations with no lies and no deception. I love you for real. Okay, well, that was a little redundant.
I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell, aren't I? Fuck. And so I was looking up some anecdotes from people who have catfished other people, and it seems like
pretty much everyone feels bad for what they did / are doing. So this is from Reddit. I fell in love with the guy I catfished. I have been talking to this guy for only a month, but we have so much in common, and we both fell madly in love with each other. After a month? Okay, that's a little bit lesbianic of you, but I'm pretty sure this is Hetty Central, but okay. And we both fell madly... Sorry, I have to swallow my spit. And we both fell madly...
I'm sorry, lesbians don't own falling in love with someone in less than a month.
In love with each other, but for him, it's just the girl he thinks is me. He also found my actual account, and I lied and told him it was my cousin's so it doesn't seem suspicious. Right now, I think the best choice is for me to delete and block him on both of my accounts. Yes, I know I am a horrible person for doing this. I feel extremely bad for him and the girl that I'm using for pictures. After what has happened between me and him, I learned my lesson and realized how disgusting and fucked up this behavior is, and I will never do this again. And then people were definitely having a negative reaction to her story. Someone said, "People like you suck." Tell him, deleting and blocking is the choice that's easier for you, but not him. Don't double down on bad choices. And then it's just a bunch of like that sort of thing. And I agree, like just ghosting after he reciprocated the feelings or whatever, that's just, you know, it makes it easier for you, but not for him. This is from an article from slate.com. Title says, "I catfished someone, now I'm in love." And then the underpart, the subtext, "He still hasn't seen the real me." Oh my god. What a big whopper. What a big whopper. I know this sounds ridiculous, but COVID boredom pushed me to do something bad. I catfished someone. Basically, I've always had this deep curiosity about what life would be like if I was significantly more physically attractive and dating someone other than my current long-term heading toward marriage partner. I created a fake profile using a photo of someone my same age but much more conventionally attractive. I adopted personality traits I always wish I possessed, more adventurous, free-spirited, into partying, etc., and ended up matching with someone in my area. We texted constantly, then moved to phone calls. We haven't met up yet despite 4 months of talking, but that isn't out of the ordinary in these strange times due to COVID. We're in love. We nearly talk all day and deep into the night. I've never felt this way about someone, but now I feel sick with guilt. For one, I'm definitely emotionally cheating on my long-term partner. They have no idea because they live in a different state and we obviously aren't traveling to each other right now. Second, I know the person I've been talking to will be heartbroken when they find out I'm not who they thought I was. I know I probably need therapy, but I can't afford it right now. How do I extricate myself from this mess? Leaving my partner for this new person is an awful idea. Oh my god, leaving my partner for this new person is an awful idea, right? What in the world should I do? Oh my god, literally Bad Idea by Olivia Rodrigo. This one says, "Help! I'm catfishing someone and I don't know how to stop. I'm an ugly guy. I used to look okay, but I got a bad injury when I was 11. The surgeon did his best, but there's a reason I don't want to leave my house much. Every time I go out, people stare. That's why the internet has been a haven for me. No one knows what I look like because I use a stock photo for my profile pictures. As you can guess, finding love hasn't been easy for me. I've tried every dating app under the sun and I never get any responses. I know everyone says it's on the inside what counts, but women see my face and run before I can get a word out. I can't really blame them, but it's still frustrating. I've been so lonely, you have no idea." But 5 months ago, I found the most amazing girl. We met on a film forum and started geeking out about Quentin Tarantino. The more I talked with this girl, the more I liked her. So when she started flirting with me, it was a dream come true. She's the first girl who has ever been interested in me. I couldn't help but flirt back. We've been in a relationship for 5 months now. She's asked to meet a few times. We both live near Chicago, but I've been putting it off. My girlfriend got a little mad last time and jokingly asked if I was catfishing her, and it hit me. She was right. I am a catfish. What should I do? Should I meet up and listen to whatever my girlfriend has to say, or will we both hurt less if I break up with her from behind the screen? So basically for all of these people, and I'm assuming this applies to basically anyone who catfishes, it's a source of escapism, right? And it's a chance to get something that you wouldn't normally get in your own regular life. And I know for the victims of catfishing, people always say, oh, how could you fall in love with somebody that you've never even met? Like, you've never even FaceTimed, how could you fall in love with them? But honestly, okay, hear me out. While I have never been catfished, to my knowledge, I did have a romantic connection with a girl who I had, a woman who I had never met, but I know that she wasn't a catfish, but I still had really strong feelings for this woman, and we didn't FaceTime. It was always just like texting, but I liked her. I did. I liked her a lot. So I do understand, you know, being able to build a sort of connection just through texting, even if you haven't met in real life yet. Like, obviously, I wouldn't, you know, some of these things go on for years and years and years, right? By month 3, I was kind of like, okay, can we like meet up, you know? And I don't want to victim blame, because at the end of the day, you know, these people were manipulated and they are, you know, being deceived by someone who they, you know, care about a lot, and maybe even LOVE, right? But if the person refuses to meet up, won't send you any pictures or videos of themselves, won't FaceTime, you know, all of these different things, you know, you gotta take account of all the red flags and, you know, just maybe start reevaluating the relationship. Maybe ring the alarm. Ring the alarm that's saying catfish, catfish, wee woo, wee woo.
Yeah, we've been dating each other for about 3 years now.
Oh, wow, that's a pretty long time.
I know, right? You know, our 4-year anniversary is coming up. God, I really hope you'll be willing to meet in person finally.
What does that mean?
I mean, it would just be nice to see him in person for once, or at least a FaceTime, you know, which I have never received from him.
Are you guys like long distance or something?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really hard. He's like 20 minutes away. Walking. You know, it's probably more like a 5-minute drive or like an 8-minute bike ride. It's like, you have the time, you know.
And he won't meet up with you for your anniversary?
Well, no, that's not exactly what I meant. Okay, let me rephrase.
Okay.
It's not just our anniversary. He won't meet up with me ever. I've never met him.
Your boyfriend of 3 years?
Right.
Okay, I need to see a picture of him.
Yes, sure, of course. This is the only picture he has ever sent me. I literally cherish it with my entire being. I printed out a picture of it, and I sleep next to it at night, and I, you know, do other things with it too. I won't say what type of things, but it's really sexual and involves a lot of liquids, but I won't say which ones.
Okay, you don't have to elaborate. You do realize that this is just a screenshot of a random Google image, right? What do you mean?
If you zoom into the bottom edge of the picture, you can literally see a search bar that says generic handsome man.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. He is.
No, I mean that...
I hope you guys have a good anniversary. The last thing I want to talk about with catfishing is people pretending to be celebrities, which you would think that people would not fall for, but alas, we live in an unfortunate world. Now, this isn't necessarily a case of someone pretending to be the actual celebrity, but I think it's funny, so I just want to talk about it. When I used to have Tinder, I saw a profile that said, you know, Caitlin, veterinarian, vegan 24, and then it's literal Getty images of Selena Gomez. Like, at least try to be a little bit convincing. You want me to believe that you are Caitlin Veterinarian 24 and you have a picture of Selena Gomez at her Rare Beauty promotion event? Like, why does your profile say Gabby, librarian, introvert, and then the pictures are of Bella Hadid at New York Fashion Week? It's like, at least try to be convincing. But then again, you know, people catfish as the actual celebrities and they fall for that. So, for example, a woman was scammed out of $10,000 and left her husband because she thought she was talking to Stranger Things actor Dacre Montgomery. Sorry, I may not pronounce that right. And they had a relationship for an entire year. This woman thought she was in a relationship with a you know, a famous actor for an entire year. And left her hubby. Oh my God. I feel like her husband is probably like, haha, that's what you get. Ugh. There was an episode of Catfish where someone was catfished thinking they were in a relationship with Katy Perry. He believed they were in a relationship for 6 years. And he was so certain about it that he bought an engagement ring made with his grandma's emerald, a family stone. He thought he had undeniable proof that he was talking to the real Katy Perry, including personal information in unreleased songs, but upon further investigation, these unreleased songs were just links to lyric videos that were accessible to anyone. Another person was posing as Nicolas Cage and scammed multiple women out of thousands of dollars. He would claim to have tax problems and ask for money. I mean, you even see those memes where it's like clearly a fake account DMing people, and it's like, hi, it's me, The Weeknd. I need money for my concert in Miami. Can you send me $5,000? Just a measly $5,000. Save your tears for another day. It's interesting because in the cases of catfishing where it is solely for romantic connection, we think of the catfisher to be, you know, the insecure person who is, you know, deeply wanting to be desired. But in the cases of catfishing for, you know, scams or financial gain, especially in regards to these celebrities, it's really the victim who is the more insecure party, who, you know, feels so validated and special for being chosen by this famous, attractive celebrity. So either the victim or the culprit can have these deeply rooted insecurities that can make them fall for or perform these catfishing situations. And I don't want to just dog on these people because, you know, it's clear that if you fall for something like this, there's something deeper maybe going on that makes you susceptible to even believing that you're in an exclusive long-term relationship with a celebrity without any concrete proof. But it really is astounding how someone can be so certain of something despite so many red flags and even make huge life-altering choices, you know, financially or personally for, you know, this celebrity who in actuality does not even know who they are.
Hi, hey, I'm sorry that I'm late. Awful first impression. It's just the traffic was crazy.
Oh, no, yeah, no problem. You know, we've already been putting off couples therapy for however many years, right? So it's another couple of minutes.
Right. It's all good. You know, I'm from West Philadelphia, born and raised. You know, on the playground is evidently where I spent most of my days. So I'm used to the traffic.
I'm sorry, what is this? This is my husband, Will. Smith? That's right.
Yes, it's me. But please just treat me like any other client. You know, you don't need to bring me any refreshments or give me a massage or anything. Mostly because I'm not there in person. So.
I'm sorry, is this a joke or something?
No, it's not a joke. It's actually really serious. So I am in a shit ton of debt, and my credit is essentially down the shitter because he's been trying to finance this movie for the past 3 years, and, you know, I've been trying to help him out and be a good wife. But my bank account is now in the negative. So.
Okay, how much money have you given him?
You know, nothing too serious, like just a couple $100,000.
A few $100,000?
Yeah, that's my woman. Always so willing to help. Yeah. It does suck for me, though. But you know what? I thank God every day that Jada and I got divorced. You know what, baby? One day you'll be able to meet Willis and Jason.
You mean Willow and Jaden?
Yeah, something like that. But the movie I'm making is gonna have around a $300 million budget, nothing crazy.
Really cheap.
You know, I could use my own money, but I just don't really want to, so...
Oh, I think you and me need to have a one-on-one talk. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you ever start an online relationship, FaceTime, I beg of thee. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Comment down below, have you ever been catfished? I'm curious to hear. But yes, okay. Awesome. All right, until next time.
badly does a self-proclaimed millionaire tech YouTuber have to mess up to not just end up on CoffeeZilla's hit list, but completely destroy his career with just one video?
I bet that if I were to get arrested and go to jail, the price of Million Token would skyrocket. It ended this guy's career. It destroyed his reputation.
More importantly, what would drive a once credible and wholesome member of the YouTube tech community to throw his entire career away for a quick buck? And why would he make everything worse by attacking CoffeeZilla? Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be looking over the dreadful demise of one of YouTube's most infamous tech channels, TechLead, a man who let his ego and greed get the better of him in the worst way possible. TechLead, aka Patrick Xu, started his YouTube journey in 2016. He focused his videos on his experience as a Google employee. However, his connection to YouTube was deeper than most, since he was the tech lead for YouTube's iPhone app. Back then, Patrick gave his viewers a unique glimpse into life at a prestigious tech company through his day in a life videos.
Cool things about working at Google is that you have access to every one of their offices in the world. I'll see coworkers taking a trip, maybe to New York or to some other country. So let's check it out. I wanted to show it to you guys.
And he offered technical advice in which programming languages aspiring software engineers should learn to enhance their skills.
The most important thing is to always keep learning. Here's the key answer. Think of the companies that you want to work for and go to their jobs website and look up what requirements they're asking for.
While the majority of Patrick's content was professional in nature, there were times when he didn't take himself too seriously and showed a more jovial side.
The feedback has been fairly negative up to this point. Are you sure you want to waste my time with this? I just want to make sure that we're using our time productively. I value your time. What is this supposed to be here?
Patrick's unparalleled insight into the tech world, deadpan demeanor, and occasional comedic outbursts drew viewers in by the tens of thousands. Some looked to him as a useful resource for furthering their tech careers, while others simply enjoyed his strange mannerisms on camera. But the unifying factor behind the community Patrick built was his simple yet unorthodox approach to tech content. Unfortunately, Patrick's time as a Google employee would come to an end sometime in 2017. Which later forced him to find employment at Facebook in May of 2018. However, due to reasons that will be made clear later in the video, Patrick would be fired from Facebook a little over a year later. Out of a job and stripped from the titles that once defined him, Patrick was forced to seek other revenue sources and decided his YouTube community was his best bet. He was very aware of the impact his content had on aspiring engineers and sought to monetize his audience in every way possible. Despite no longer having his prestigious job title at Google, that didn't stop him from using it to boost his various marketing efforts. Patrick started by enlisting all his early vlogs and began selling the first season for $20.
When I first started making my YouTube channel, I talked about all sorts of different topics, and later on I would take down these videos.
While there was technically nothing wrong with him monetizing his old catalog, this would serve as the first step in TechLead's journey to squeeze every single penny out of his viewers. In the following months, TechLead shifted his content from purely educational to marketing videos, geared towards showing off how wealthy he was as a software developer. A key indicator of this shift in priorities was the addition of "as a millionaire" in the title of his videos, and the promotion of different training programs in the description of his videos. Back then, no one had thought twice about Patrick's ever-increasing push to monetize his viewers, since he had built up a reputation as a down-to-earth engineer with his prior vlogs. Sadly, Patrick's reputation was about to take a turn for the worse, as someone in his community decided to take a closer look at what exactly he was promoting. On the 8th of November 2019, a YouTuber by the name of Trent Black published a video titled "TechLead and Jomatech, the worst of the tech industry," which meant to showcase and criticize the unsavory parts of TechLead's businesses.
You want to learn how to become a sellout? As in ex-Google, ex-Facebook, ex-married millionaire tech lead? This man sells snake oil with enough affiliate marketing to set off an ad blocker. I used to watch a lot of Jomatech. I mean, I even sent him this email. But times have changed, and today I'll show you why Jomatech, TechLead, and their products are utter garbage.
Trent went on to expose how TechLead and Jomatech had teamed up to copy the product of their former sponsor, Algo Expert, while offering an inferior product.
It's been brought to our attention that for the past week or so, there's been this domain out there that is using the Algo Expert brand, but that isn't algoexpert.io. And when you type that domain or URL in your browser, you get redirected to some completely different website that we are in no way affiliated to.
However, Trent's issues weren't with the plagiarism, but with the fact they were only reviewing questions from Leaked Code's website and charging people $100 for it.
My problem is that if you're gonna fuck people out of $100, couldn't you guys at least make something that would help them? So their product, if you don't know, is basically an explanation of 50 popular interview questions, which doesn't sound too bad. That sounds like a decent product, but let's check it out.
The first problem here. Yep. So if we look at the screen, here it's a validate binary search tree.
See, right off the bat, these questions are just stolen straight from Leaked Code.
The problems didn't stop there, as Trent pointed out the absurd conditions in TechLead's refund policy.
Let's look at this refund policy. If you are dissatisfied for any reason, we offer a 14-day refund period for purchases if less than 40% of the total course material has been paid. However, in order to qualify for a refund, you must submit proof that you did the work in the course and it did not work. Notice how they kind of trap you into this impossible scenario. So you must submit proof that you actually did the work in the course. So if you don't do the course, no refund. How do you prove that? Do you literally have to get rejected from an interview?
While Trent's criticism of the course was mild at best and could have easily been solved, Patrick decided to take a vastly different approach and filed a false copyright strike to silence the critic. By the 12th of November 2019, Trent would make a follow-up video to let viewers know why the first video was taken down.
Around 400 upvotes, I started getting a lot of messages and comments on my email, on my Instagram, on Reddit that says, dude, TechLead copyright strike you. So I check, and I go back to my video and it says, your video has been removed due to a copyright strike from Patrick Xu, also known as the TechLead.
Trent also shared a message he received from Patrick that borderline threatened him to, quote, not make enemies.
I received a message from TechLead himself. TechLead here. A bit of friendly advice. Don't create enemies. It doesn't do you, me, or our community any good. Regarding Clement and me, it's such a mess. I'd rather not air our dirty laundry to the public. It's mostly uninterested people. It was mostly a boring story and we're friends and competitors.
Along with presenting a now deleted comment that Patrick left on his former sponsor's video, Trent stated that it was blatantly trying to offer a sponsorship deal in exchange for his silence.
Anyway, I think you have a nice YouTube channel. I checked out a few videos, and there's great potential. Let me know if you ever want to be an affiliate for Tech Series and help improve people's lives instead of spending time criticizing. We do 50% revenue share and would love to have your channel on board if you're interested. He is essentially offering to pay me in order for me to stop making negative opinions about it.
In his response, Patrick would flat out lie about not being able to retract a copyright strike and would attempt to justify his horrible business practices by saying no one else in the industry could offer the same insight as he did. Reading, I can't retract a copyright strike. I recommend if you wish to criticize me, simply remove the imagery of me and re-upload. The knowledge I have to share is something almost no one in the industry will do. Have a good one and let me know if you ever want to promote our stuff. Instead of taking a hard look at the subpar course he was selling, Patrick was fixated on the financial gain and his status as an ex-Google developer. He had zero tolerance for criticism and would go to any length to sweep it under the rug, even going as far as deleting negative reviews on his subreddit.
Got this comment from someone who actually bought and paid for Algo Pro. Too long didn't read. It just says that Algo Pro sucks. But what struck me as interesting is his first sentence here. He said he posted on the TechLead subreddit, but it was then removed. Now TechLead's the moderator of that subreddit, so it's clear to me that he removed this review simply because it was negative, even though it was completely honest. So I can only conclude that the reason he removed my video was because it was a negative review.
Working at a large tech company inflated Patrick's ego to a point that no form of negative criticism was valid, and everyone that he came across owed him the highest level of respect. Just take a look at the comment he left on a channel of someone he called a friend. Let me reply to this whole domain issue. Clement got greedy and decreased the affiliate commission percentage. In any case, stop being a crybaby. This is nothing personal. We just helped a student land triple offers at Facebook, Google, and Apple through our mentoring. And don't forget, respect the TechLead. Fortunately for Trent, Patrick would see reason and remove the copyright strike on his channel. But sadly, that wasn't the end of their interaction. On the 29th of April 2020, Trent made yet another video featuring Patrick. But this time, the issue wasn't a copyright strike. It was doxing.
I wanted to inform you that I will be responding to your serious and false allegations by publishing a social media post calling you out. I will use both our full names so we're not hiding behind anonymity. Remember, TechLead only has my full name and my information because he falsely copyrighted, trust me, right? It's understandable if you want to defend yourself online, but I really hope you don't release my name online. I've kept this private for a reason. I have my face in my video, so clearly I'm not anonymous. So then he just goes on a huge tangent and basically says, I'm gonna dox you if you don't take your video down. Good luck.
While Patrick didn't follow through with the post, he added in doxing Trent by giving his full legal name to another creator he criticized, Matt Tran. Apparently, Matt wanted revenge on Tran for making a critical video about him and reached out to Patrick for his details. After a series of threats, Matt released Tran's details in an article geared towards ruining his reputation and future job opportunities. Patrick's actions jeopardized a fellow creator's career prospects, making it nearly impossible for Trent to fight back alone. Thankfully, Trent had a really good friend willing to back him up, CoffeeZilla.
Hey guys, wanted to make a short video to speak up for a friend of mine who's been silenced and doxxed and blackmailed and threatened by two YouTubers who are much bigger than him, and I feel like he doesn't have the platform to defend himself, both in terms of his audience reach and in terms of the fact that anytime he posts a video, it's immediately copyright strike.
Coffee would go on to state his role in trying to prevent the doxing and to confirm that Patrick was responsible for the entire situation unfolding the way it did.
I asked Matt Tran if this is indeed where he got the information from.
Let me ask you, did TechLead get, or did you get to the name from TechLead?
Yeah. To add insult to injury, now Trin Black is put in a position where his full name has been doxxed due to YouTube's absurd copyright system, due to TechLead's absurd abuse of the system. But now after posting a video about it, that video was then falsely taken down by TechLead. The video that Trin Black posted had zero footage of TechLead in it. And guess what? TechLead claimed that video, so no one can see it.
CoffeeZilla's video would go on to become a catalyst for more people hearing about the story, which forced Patrick to retract his copyright strikes and Matt to give an apology. However, Patrick wouldn't be so humble as to recognize the error of his ways and made a video titled My Response, addressing my haters as a millionaire Trend Black Matt Tran drama.
I can come up here and give this amazing speech that would totally justify my existence and make me look like this pure, innocent angel. But I have a feeling that my haters are still not going to accept that. Some people, they just don't like the way I look. It's a personal thing. They just don't like my appearance. Maybe I remind them of somebody who wronged them in the past. Maybe they're jealous of my success or jealous of my failures. And there are a lot of people out there who are simply racist.
From the start, Patrick saw nothing wrong with his toxic behavior and framed the hate he rightfully received as racism. Say goodbye to your bad habits a delightful way with today's sponsor, The Fume, the award-winning device that's all natural. At the start, I wasn't sure what to think about it, but after trying the maple peppercore for the first time, I was completely sold. Instead of using electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of using vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of using harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural delicious flavors. You get the deal. Experience the ultimate relaxation with
There's no way that dog shit works.
the Fume's adjustable airflow dial and fidget-friendly design, perfect for easing stress and anxiety as you reshape your habits. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code Internet Anarchist to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack. It's the all-new magnetic stand for your Fume device. Head to tryfume.com, that's tryfum.com, and use code Internet Anarchist or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack today. With that being said, let's get back into the video. After another 7 minutes of stroking his ego, Patrick would finally address the doxing, and sadly, it was more of the same.
But anyways, I did want to quickly address the whole Tran Black, Matt Tran drama. I don't know if you've been caught up with this, but the story is essentially that Tran Black has been accusing Matt Tran of doxing him, and somehow my name got dragged into all of this. His whole channel is based on roasting other people. His two biggest videos have been on roasting me, trolling me, and I believe that he basically just dragged my name into this mess because he knew that my channel was bigger. I have more subscribers. People don't really know who Matt Tran is. If he wants the views, he needs to come after me.
zero accountability, self-awareness, or regard for his audience and critics. These scumbag qualities had gotten Patrick on CoffeeZilla's radar once, and it was about to happen again for the second time. Unfortunately for Patrick, he wouldn't get away scot-free this time. On the 1st of July 2021, Patrick would publish a video announcing his latest money-making opportunity, Million Token, a cryptocurrency he claimed would go to the moon.
Today marks the start of a brand new journey for you, for me, for all of us. I'm glad you could join us because today we are launching a brand new digital currency. The currency's name? Million Token. And so Million Token is literally $1 million opportunity. I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this to get us started, but this coin can skyrocket in price. It can take us to the moon. So what is Million Token? What's the concept? Well, it's like this. Million Token is much like a stable coin. One token equals $1. For Million Token, the supply is fixed. There's only 1 million tokens total worldwide. No more can ever be created as guaranteed by the smart contract code.
Patrick would go on to make even more bold claims about the future of Million Token and desperately try to sell viewers on the potential value of this coin.
The tokens start at an initial minimum base value of 1 token equals $1. But the value can actually rise higher than that because there's only a total limited fixed supply of 1 million tokens total. No more can ever be created.
Patrick was banking on the claim that his tokens already had a $1 valuation to incentivize viewers into buying and promoting the coin to inflate the value. There was zero utility behind the token, and Patrick knew it. That's why he was more focused on the upside if viewers were gullible enough to pay for it.
Is this a decent store of value? And I would say, well, yes, it seems like it is because it is a fixed total max supply, just 1 million tokens. You cannot create more. And so the token is deflationary in nature, and over time, its scarcity should only increase, thus increasing the value of the coin.
While there were some viewers that believed Patrick's claims without any critical consideration, others were more skeptical, with comments reading, "So you're scamming? Does this coin create value or just make you rich?" As well as, "Remember this video. This is the point, you're going down." In the video description, Patrick left a link to the Million Token website, and audience members who took the time to look through were greeted by a very telling disclaimer. Million Token is a social experiment. By purchasing Million Token, you agree that you are not purchasing a security or investment contract, and you agree to hold the team harmless and not liable for any losses or taxes you may incur. By Patrick's own admission, the Million Token wasn't a viable financial opportunity or store of value, but that reality didn't stop people from putting their hard-earned money on the line. Within the first 2 weeks of the token going live, the price soared over $250, with a trading volume of more than 120 million. In the short term, people were blinded by the potential to turn a quick profit. However, in the long term, the only person that would make that profit was Patrick, and CoffeeZilla was about to prove it. On the 7th of August 2021, CoffeeZilla would return to expose Patrick's latest scam with the video titled, "Tech Lead Scammed You with Million Token as a Millionaire."
Let's talk about TechLead's Million Token. What is it? What does it do? Who's it helping? I'm going to walk you through all of it, and also, not to give too much away, but I will, at the end of this video, also crunch the numbers and show you exactly how much money TechLead has made with this coin, and the answer is millions of dollars.
To give viewers a comprehensive scope of what exactly was going on, CoffeeZilla outlined what Million Token was and how Patrick blatantly lied to his audience while promoting it.
He made it sound like he was really investing in this coin, but the reality was there was never a chance he could lose money. Number two, he was careful with his words to avoid calling this an investment, but also make it sound like he'll get rich. 3, he's been siphoning money into shell accounts, and 4, he's been running ads in which he lies about this cryptocurrency.
Coffee went on to provide proof that Patrick never invested $1 million into the token. In fact, Patrick had only put $50,000 into the project while using money from buys to make up the difference.
From the blockchain, the TechLead did not put $1 million into this. In actual fact, he started with the entire supply. This is Million Token. He was given the entire supply at the very launch. He didn't pay for it. Instead, as he sold Million Token, he used that money that you guys bought it with to back the coin.
The premise behind Patrick's so-called opportunity was a bold-faced lie, but even that was only the tip of the iceberg. To further push his scam token to a wider audience, Patrick ran ads to promote Million Token while refusing to disclose he was the one who created the coin.
We got an ad for milliontoken.org, which featured TechLead's video shilling it. And what's shocking about this, besides the fact that he's advertising his own channel and this coin is that he never discloses in the video that he created the coin. Instead, he pitches it as if he just found it randomly.
Coffee continued by exposing just how much Patrick had taken from the audience.
So I traced all the transactions this guy made in a big spreadsheet and then just categorized who they were to, who they were from. This is for all the USDC pools, the multi-million token pools. And according to my calculations, Tech Lead has pulled out and siphoned into a bunch of shell accounts a total of $3.3 million.
After discovering the truth behind Million Token, CoffeeZilla would confront Patrick on his dubious claims and had this to say.
So the first part is he confirms that he did just put in $50,000. He later says,
I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this to get it started.
That he believed he deployed another $50,000, but this was from what you guys spent on Million Token. So that is confirmed.
Patrick defended his scheme by claiming the community was valuable and therefore not a Ponzi scheme.
Is this a Ponzi scheme? It depends on whether you think the community has value. If you think marketing, community, and brand have no value, then certainly this would be zero sum. Wow. But I think you can just look at Coca-Cola or Nike and see that brands do have value. Okay, those brands have products, guys.
Now, you'd think after getting exposed for lying, manipulating, and stealing from his audience, that Patrick would at least keep his mouth shut. Unfortunately, his pride and disdain for criticism wouldn't allow that, as he retaliated in the most vindictive way possible. By the 11th of August 2021, CoffeeZilla covered Patrick's now deleted response video, as well as going over how he got doxxed and was called racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tech Lead has responded. Brace yourselves. He's gone full damage control, panic mode, including calling me racist for exposing his scam.
In his typical fashion, Patrick deflected criticism by saying other people were complaining and being victims.
He goes around basically calling projects scams, and maybe he generates some good press for himself in virtue signals, and then people think that he's a hero for calling everything a scam. Life is a scam. Okay, he's a hero. This is really just victim mentality.
Thankfully, Patrick would admit that he lied about the initial investment in Million Token.
And you know, to clarify, okay, when I started the project, I bootstrapped with 50,000 USD coins paired to 50,000 million tokens.
That's exactly what I said. So he's admitting it. He did not put in $1 million of his own money. He used your money.
However, that was the only responsible thing Patrick did throughout the video, as he spent the rest of it virtue signaling and putting himself on a pedestal.
And so it's kind of like Genghis Khan, Napoleon, or Captain Blackbeard. These iconic historical figures. And, you know, some of these people were even villains. Sure, you could say that Captain Blackbeard was a scammer. He even killed people, and yet they are legends in history, and there is a value with these people.
The delusion didn't stop there, as Patrick assumed facing any consequences for his actions would raise the value of Million Token and make him a legend.
That if I were to get arrested and go to jail, the price of Million Token would skyrocket because it would just be legendary.
CoffeeZilla would close out the video by exposing how vengeful Patrick was to dox him by posting already debunked information on Twitter.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Like, yeah, he also tried to dox me. Yeah, I almost left that out of this piece. Using an old debunked piece of blackmail that we talked about in this video. Remember, this is the thing Swag Academy tried to catch me out on, but retracted immediately because it's literal blackmail and a dox.
The way Patrick reacted to CoffeeZilla's video was identical to what he did with Trend Black. Blackmailing, slandering, and doxing someone who presents genuine criticism, all the while making himself out to be the hero. Shortly after CoffeeZilla's exposed videos, viewers began waking up to just how deceptive Patrick was. But it was already too late. The price of Million Token had dropped by over 80%, and as of this recording, it sits at a price of $1.5. Slowly but surely, Patrick's once loyal audience began losing interest in his channels and stopped watching his content. As the views dwindled, his subscriber count stagnated and dislikes increased. Patrick decided to make an exit by deleting a majority of his previous uploads. However, YouTube wouldn't be the only place Patrick would lose all credibility. In May of 2022, Patrick would make a series of unhinged tweets about his time interviewing people at Google, reading, "So when I used to conduct interviews for Google, I rejected all women on the spot and trashed their resumes in front of them. It didn't take long for the statement to make headlines, and for most Silicon Valley companies to blacklist him." Patrick started out as a positive and relatable figure in the tech space, freely giving out valuable insight and advice to younger developers. Now, he's telling them that they're nothing but grunt workers if they pursue that line of work.
Software engineering ultimately is kind of a It's not exactly high status work. High status work would be the type of job that you would want to do even if you were rich. Something like, say, directing a movie, being an actor, maybe being a novelist or a painter, something that would get you some social credibility.
Money, status, and his pride were the only things that mattered to Patrick, and he was willing to throw everything away for that. Sadly, money is the only thing he has left, since no one else is willing to touch his brand or name with a 10-foot pole.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome back to another episode of Deep Web Browsing. At this point, honestly, if you ask me which number we were on, it's been a while. I've forgotten. I don't even know what number of weird things on the deep web that we're on. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, I always try to start these things out with one proper functioning intro. Already failed a whole bunch of times, but you know what, ladies and gentlemen? 17 times the charm. What kind of stuff are we going to be looking at this time, this week? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got a smorgasbord of the weirdest, of the most criminal, and of course, the most goofy side of the internet. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a nice beer, and let's get to our first website. All right, so right off the bat, we're starting off strong here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you know, normally when you go on like mainstream, like 4chan, like on the clear web, or like any form of chan site, it's always a bit of a risk. Now, that risk is accentuated in terms of coming across some of the weirdest stuff when you're on a chan with the dark web, ladies and gentlemen. So this right here is, I believe, Trash Chan is what the actual name is. And of course, it's actually a deep web chan board that's sitting around. And one of the actual pages that you can connect to is like /late, which is late nights, long nights, sleepy days. It actually is a late night. So, you know, let's actually start off strong with the conspiracy theories. You know me, I love me an old-fashioned conspiracy theory. Aliens? I want to believe. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. The alien threat has gotten me nostalgic for some good old-fashioned conspiracy theories. Now it's all just commoditized creepypastas and political shit-flinging, which is lame. Which are some of your most favorite conspiracy theories of the more obscure or classic varieties? Thought-provoking, entertaining, or just weird? The more schizo, convoluted, detailed, and complicated, the better. He's got about 1,825 replies. You might as well just open that up real quick. So one of the first ones right over here by Anon. They're all Anon, by the way. So apparently it's this like mechanical bull. So in 2022, the very responsible people in Birmingham's public fund decided to build an epic giant steampunk bull for the opening of the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Yeah, it's a thing. Every schizo Christian online posted everywhere how this opening where the bull parades, you can see dancing around it was ball worship and was clearly made by the government or royal family to know how heckin' epic satanic they are. That's not a real thing. Hold on, let me open up a clear web page for this one. What is that? Birmingham Bull. Satanic. All right, I might as well just type this in. Oh my God! Of course, the first one is like actually Facebook from a year ago. What is that? Ball worship? What the hell, dude? How many likes does it have on a? Oh, 2.3 thousand views. It's pretty low key on Facebook, but yeah, this was not a joke. That actually was ball worship. Apparently, at least that's what they were alleging. So right here, let's go down a little bit over here. They've got 2006 volley. Oh my God. Oh, we're gonna have to blur this one. Jesus Christ, it's actually like death footage. I think I remember this. I was searching around for some sort of proof of this happening. Apparently, this is from a home video. Oh my God. We have to blur that out. So I gotta make sure we note that and blur it real quick. Let me add that to the notes here. Jesus. It's like an actual straight up bloody massacre. It's like VHS recorded blood and guts everywhere, dead bodies. This has to be from like a movie. There's no way. This has to be from like some movie. It's crazy as hell. It's got like a CBI not for release. Like, I assume CBI stands for like some sort of a governmental organization or something. That is so messed up. I feel like I should have known this or something. I don't even know if that's like a conspiracy. How is that a conspiracy? It's actually like death foot, unless it's from like some movie or something that we don't know about. Jesus Christ. That is actually the most chilling thing I've seen. We're like 5 minutes into this recording and already it's just like death footage and hit the building. Polar Earth has always been one of my favorites. I think there's probably a subterranean mega cave system with undiscovered life in them. Probably nothing crazy, but the idea of a race of evil lizard people deep underground is really fun, especially if they're hoaxing themselves being from outer space. And of course, they're linking to like what appears to be like a 4chan thread of like aliens being talked about. You can see the deep web loading real quick, like the load an 88 kilobyte image file. It takes a little bit of time. So then people talk about like, oh man, the deep web could have like a crazy HD 4K death stream or something of people being tortured. Not on the Tor relay, that's for sure. 88 kilobytes taking that long to download? Christ. Be prepared. This is not a warning. This is not a threat. Yeah, this is from like, straight up 4chan. Like, this is a 4chan. Cornfields make me feel at home, but I have to admit that the corn industry should be done away with. The whole corn industry? Isn't that like a big chunk of American agriculture? How are you going to get rid of that? Jesus Christ. I've heard that one before. Technically, corn domestication began with the time of the Olmecs, which weren't really into human sacrifice. Human sacrifice is a Mesoamerican society seemed to have resulted in slow degradation over time that reached a crescendo by the time of the late Aztec era. It did remind me of the story that that I heard the reason you popped corn was to force a demon or spirit out of the corn kernel. There's no shot that's actually the case. It's actually a conspiracy. More cultural conspiracy than the U.S. government does come into it. Something I heard recently that I found convincing is that corn is demonic. Okay, hold on. This is such an insane story. This is like a Wendigo thing. Let me open up. Here. You want to know how you like cover creepy content? Okay, make video about corn demonic conspiracy. And that gets saved as video ideas on the home directory. Jesus Christ. Demanding human sacrifice and preventing the form from achieving the technological prowess they ought to. Wheels for toys, but not for cards. All the legends on corn origins concur that it was a gift from these gods. One example is corn being scabs and swords that a woman rubs off her body in secret and feeds to her family. Once they discover the origin, they refuse to eat and starve to death. Now, corn is very bad food, the worst factory farm grain by far. And grains in general tend to be low in nutritional value. I'm not a doc. I ain't a dietitian or a nutritionist. I don't know anything about this, okay? It's barely digestible to humans, makes you fat, and starves you at the same time without even providing any rare or particularly important vitamins. It's also one of the cornerstones of the standard American diet. Corn syrup is actually inescapable in the U.S., and corn is even used for fuel. Okay, that's all actually true. The corn syrup stuff is completely true. If you ever actually buy a whole bunch of processed food, or like even if you're drinking like sodas and stuff, it's kind of crazy how in the United States, like when I go to visit, right, like one of the luxuries that somebody throws at me is like Mexican Coca-Cola. So if you don't know what Mexican Coke is, basically it's Coke that you buy in a bottle. And like, so the big difference is from American and Mexican Coke is like, if you buy the American Coke in a can, it's not really like sugar from my understanding. It's like high fructose corn syrup. But if you buy the Mexican Coke, the Mexicans apparently have a standard where it's like, dog, you don't do that high fructose corn syrup, okay? Nah, that's not happening over here. They actually put real fucking cane sugar in there. And the taste difference is like, you can tell, okay? You don't even have to be like an avid Coke aficionado to know that the flavor difference between actual product versus, you know, high fructose corn slop, okay? There's a big difference. That's true right there. Tons of foods apparently have that high fructose corn syrup. And the corn being used for fuel, yes, there are biofuel vehicles in the United States. Not a massive amount from my understanding, but yeah, it's there. So all because of massive subsidies paid right out of Uncle Sam's pocket, all the corn farming is the worst of factory farming, massive monoculture of inbred GMO plants drenched in pesticides and unnatural fertilizer, slowly turning middle America into a desert. I live there in a dying town, abandoned fields just don't regrow with anything outside of stubby shrubs and grasses even after years left wild. Oh, Jesus. Dude, I don't think corn was so evil. God damn. I mean, I don't even care so much about corn on the cob, boys, but god damn. That's fucked up. Dude, dude, honestly, this is what I love about, like, this is what I absolutely love about, like, deep web, like, Chan archives. The amount of wild shit that you see, like, if you click on the catalog is where the real juicy meat and potatoes of the situation is really at, okay? Like, you can open up tons of wild shit and read about it all day, every day. And because it's on the dark web, like even the 4chan Jannies these days, okay, they can't even stop half of it. And 4chan is like super Janny up the ass these days. And obviously, Late isn't the only board they have over here. Like obviously, they've got more boards than just whatever they've got with any of these Chan sites. There's a whole slew of different areas. I'm sure they've got their own variant of poll for crying out loud too. If you actually read through it, you can see that literally they've got the random board, which we're not going to click on because definite wild stuff on there, okay, 100%. But because it's on the dark web, you've actually got straight up coverage of more lolcows, obviously. You've got lewd games, the anime bunker hentai games in general. Not clicking on that, boys. You've got smug tech. You've got comfy. And then, of course, you know, because we're on the dark web, like weapons and militaria. Oh boy. Oh boy. I wonder what they're going to have there.
In the annals of the internet, many interesting characters have stolen the spotlight at one time or another. Some stick around long enough to become part of the online cultural lexicon, while others have their 15 minutes of fame and then fade into obscurity. One such figure who seemingly slipped through the cracks of cyberspace is none other than Jonathan Ross. Not the British talk show host, but the American amateur streamer and YouTuber who rose to prominence in 2017 after his chance encounter with commentary personality Mr. Medicare, which resulted in this clip.
Yeah, but you could say I'm a pedophile all you want, but I'm not a pedophile.
Like, how the f is looking that shit up not messed up?
Dude, looking up kids in the bathtub isn't fucking pedophilia. The only reason why it's pedophilia if you jerk off to it. I didn't even jerk off to it at all.
You literally said you have feelings for children and that you need help.
Just to warn you, we're going to wade through some truly vile degeneracy. This isn't your average tale of an online personality raging at trolls over and over again. There are some awful things that lay ahead of us. But before we go any further, I just want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. And yes, I am truly grateful of this opportunity. There's a reason why they spend so much money on advertising, because people actually download the game and end up enjoying it, which is why they have 4 million active users. The game is extremely robust with over 800 champions, 16 factions, 1 million builds, and 30 plus bosses. On top of that, they constantly add new updates every single month. You're able to play cross-platform with people anywhere, and you're also able to play with friends and family everywhere in the world. And if you download the game now using my QR code or clicking the link in the description down below, you have a chance of winning a gaming console or a smartphone. On top of that, there will also be Amazon gift cards with a total value of $5,000 giving out. Then go to summertavern.polarium.com, enter your raid ID, and start searching for hidden items to prepare a refreshing potion for a campaign. In addition, if you download Raid before July 17th, play for at least 5 days, and hit level 30 within 20 days, you'll receive a free 2-month subscription to YouTube Premium. So with all that in mind, you have absolutely no excuse to not go out and download Raid Shadow Legends right now. You will immediately get a huge starter pack with an epic champion Tyrell from the High Elves faction, and you'll get another starter pack after reaching level 25 that includes the epic Rector Draft. Don't forget that all these champions are available after downloading via my custom link or QR only. As an introduction, Jonathan Ross was raised in California by his grandparents after his mother passed away while he was a child. He began his online presence in 2012 when he created several YouTube channels, and over the next couple of years, he would upload mostly gameplay and rant videos. Ross was also involved in the Dark Side Phil community. DSP in short is an infamous gaming YouTuber turned lolcow, most well known for his incessant need for money from his audience and lackluster content quality. Ross would jump onto this bandwagon, uploading a couple of Dark Side Phil parodies and stream clips on his channel.
Seriously, my parents had the money to buy the toy, but they were f***ing stupid, let's put it that way.
One key feature of the DSP community are the Sons of Kojima, a group of dedicated detractors. They would often upload live commentaries over his content, which would often get more views than the original uploads. In 2016, Ross wanted to join the Sons of Kojima, but was refused entry, so we uploaded some rant videos complaining about the group. This would lead to a live debate between Ross and trolls, which got 10,000 views on YouTube. This skirmish brought Ross his first taste of internet attention, and unfortunately, it wasn't positive. A thread about him was created on Kiwi Farms, and users began to dig through Ross's online history, discovering such oddities like a rap song he uploaded to SoundCloud.
I have a new dance move called the Ginger Boy. All you have to do is go ahead and basically just go and snap a ginger's head from left to right.
Ross began to feud even more with these trolls, getting into long arguments on Twitter and Discord. Like all other internet antagonists, their main goal was to get Ross to freak out. But I doubt they realized the kind of person they were getting involved with.
Keep quiet no matter what. You.
You've probably seen the meme, but Ross actually did this in real life quite often, and it only served to attract more negative attention his way. Things really started to heat up when Ross began talking about looking up videos of little kids taking baths on a random live stream being watched by about a dozen people. Unfortunately for him though, one of these observers was none other than Mr. Medicare. If you don't know Medicare, supposed real name Jim, he is an influential commentary creator who originally became popular during the Gamergate era in 2014. Throughout the 2010s, he famously covered dysfunctional people he came across online. On this fateful day in mid-2017, after hearing this peculiar bathtub comment, Jim would ask to join for some additional questioning.
So I was listening to the live stream, and I was just kind of curious about the bathtub stuff. Ross, you want to back that story up a little bit to the bathtub?
Before I say anything, it's an honor to have you as a guest on here anyways. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's an honor to have him.
Okay, for me. That's great. Can you tell me about the little kids in the bathtub, Ross? That's all I want to just
Oh, yeah. Pretty much the reason why I looked it up, and I thought they were cute videos. That's really it.
See, you thought the naked kids in the bathtub were cute.
It was not for like fucking jerking off purposes or some shit.
Oh, someone called me a whore in the chat? Well, you. You could go.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen a lot. Okay, so why were you looking up naked kids in bathtubs in the first place, Ross?
Pretty much, like, I guess, like, fucking I want to have kids myself, maybe. I don't know.
Pepe, no one wants to talk to a dead meme, so go back to your grave.
Did you think that looking at naked children would help you create them? Like, how does that, how does wanting to have kids correlate to looking them up naked?
Well, I thought they were fun videos. That's really it, dude. Like, if you want to go,
yeah, I think the chat's fascinated with this too, Ross. Like, people want to know.
It's just that I thought they were cute because, you know, it was fun to watch the videos. Like, that's really it.
As much as Medicare tried, he couldn't get a straight answer out of Ross, who continued to give a never-ending stream of strange excuses, like the videos were cute, the videos were fun, why not watch them? Medicare, however, would be unwavering in his attempts to get a plausible explanation, and this would cause a growing sense of hostility coming from Jonathan and his friends.
And I don't even know who this is.
Yeah, you asking who the f I am? I'm the guy talking to the pedophile. I'm
on the internet.
Well, I don't.
1,000K subscribers. I'm Mr. Medicare. I'm a cool guy.
I'm not the guy talking about naked kids in a bathtub, Ross. That's your dumbass. So why don't you answer the question rather than being a little bitch?
Ross, you don't want to go against Mr. Medicare, man.
I don't know, dude. Like, you're expecting me to go in depth with this, like...
Because the motherfucker wants kids. Jesus Christ.
What the f is that?
Fucking odd.
He wants kids. He wants kids, so he looks up naked videos of children. What are you fucking kidding me? No, Ross. How exactly was it fun and cute?
Let Brandon talk, you motherfucker.
Shut up, you stupid fucking hole. Nobody wants to listen to you. Somebody muzzle you.
Oh my God! You all shut the.
Oh, Brandon, get this little motherfucker.
I don't need to know her. She's annoying and unfunny. Ross, why are you a pedophile? How about you answer that simple question?
Dude, that's what.
Edge Queen, do you do that or not? You want to? Hold on a second. Pictures of children.
You're trying to twist it like it's not normal. Are you fucking kidding me?
It isn't normal, you fucking degenerate. Edge Queen, you gotta know it's funny. You gotta know it's funny, right?
You, after what you said to me, why should I answer you?
Oh, so you're gonna shut up now? Well, thanks for taking the advice. Jesus Christ, you dumb bitch.
You're all dumb bitches.
Quiet. Ross, why are you looking at pictures of naked kids on the internet?
Brandon, I am not dumb.
Except, yeah, exactly. Ruby isn't dumb. But
yeah, you don't think I'm dumb when, yeah.
Yeah, she knows psychology. That's the thing, really. So
it might seem unusual how someone could be surrounded by multiple people who would defend something so seemingly depraved as looking at videos of naked children, but we'll talk about this more later on in the video.
How does wanting kids relate to you going on the internet and looking at naked children? How are they connected exactly? How does that play into each other?
And you want to know why I said it was fun?
Sure.
Because they're playing and they're pretty much chilling, and that's pretty much what it is, really. I mean, do you want me to explain it a little bit more? I mean,
okay.
That doesn't describe me having any sexual actual.
Earlier, Ross, when they were saying that you had said you had feelings for children and you needed help, are they lying?
Pretty much what I mean by that simply is that pretty much like I have feelings for kids, meaning the very first explanation, meaning that I wanted to have kids myself. That's why I said that.
So why would you need to have help for that then? If it's just normal, why would you need help?
Pretty much, I wanted to get help for pretty much people trolling me on the internet. Really, that's really it. Really.
This stream would put a spotlight not just on Ross, but also his quirky online circle of friends that were defending him. Let's take a bit of time to actually go over these kooky individuals. Jetrex is Ross's oldest online friend, and he supposedly introduced the bathtub lover to basically everyone he knows online. He defended Ross for a while, but would eventually turn on him a few months after this initial live stream. Jetrex would go on to do some incredibly horrific stuff himself in 2018, but we'll get to that later. Ruby, or as Mr. Medicare so affectionately called her, Hole, had a large presence in this broadcast, jumping in to defend Ross every chance she got. The woman would attract quite a bit of attention in the Kiwi Farms thread shortly thereafter, and would eventually make her own account to defend herself, which only served to fuel the fire. Zach Lawless is a surprisingly similar figure to Ross in many ways. He was also part of the DSP community, and had a beef with the Sons of Kojima. Zach would come to Ross's defense online many times over the years. And while Jonathan was looking up videos of children bathing, Zach was allegedly filming his 3-year-old niece taking baths and sending these videos to his friends. Some people have even theorized that Ross originally got the bathtub idea from Zach himself. After the initial stream, an online figure known as Nuclear Gamer began threatening Medicare, saying that he would hack him and then file a police report.
Well, Medicare is going to get some serious legal troubles happening his way. And I talked to my friend Bandit, and he isn't too happy with them lying about people. So it's either you show evidence, or you could find out what happens if you keep messing with me in my group. You just don't get to play on the internet anymore because you will be in prison.
Nuclear Gamer would continue making vague threats of dark web hacks and cyber police investigations against all who spoke out against Ross. But he too would change his mind and eventually join the trolling efforts, making a Kiwi Farms account under the name Psychotic Gamer and switching his black hat for a white one. While the stream with Medicare brought more attention to Ross, it would only get worse after he uploaded a 35-minute video chronicling both the stream and its aftermath on September 4th, 2017. This video would go on to get 500,000 views and essentially skyrocketed Ross into lolcow status. Ross began not only streaming more himself, but also appearing on other people's broadcasts to debate trolls. Almost every time without fail, these debates would devolve into something like this.
Hey, I'd stomp on your fucking throat, all right, you motherfucker. Oh no, you'll be asleep permanently once I meet you in real fucking life and decapitate your fucking head and jump on your testicles.
Get him, Ross.
Hey, when I fucking meet your dead relatives in hell, I would legitimately torture them over and fucking over again, and I would fantasize them getting fucking tortured, and I will literally rip their fucking guts out, and I will literally go ahead and go and fucking get ready. I will fucking kill you if I ever met you in real life. You son of a bitch! I will find you and I will kill you. I will destroy him.
On one of these trolling expeditions, Ross would threaten to take his own life on air. He would sort of follow through with this threat, with his poison of choice being an entire bottle of Febreze air freshener.
I never said this was intended to be a suicide stream anyways. This was actually fucking me just drinking Febreze. At least I was able to drink Febreze, alright? Unlike you faggots.
After drinking the scented product, Ross went to the hospital, and supposedly the doctors didn't find any evidence that he had ingested a chemical, so he went back home. Shortly after, the air freshener ingester hopped back on stream and finally admitted to being a pedo. But not just that, the young man would go on to say that he had a bloodlust, not only for people he's trying to kill, but specifically children.
I do need to seek help. Not just for borderline pedophilia, but also for bloodlust as well. No, I'm literally telling you the truth right now, is that I do have bloodlust for those I threatened to kill online. I mean, sometimes I did have, like, lust for killing people. Oh no, if I completely lost my fucking mind, I would literally fucking kick a child and then fucking... Well, I mean,
This makes me want to just never be angry ever again. I watch stuff like this and stuff like Vegan Gains. I think anger is just strange. I'm gonna watch this real quick so you know what I'm talking about. Anger.
The second hindrance is anger. Anger gets star billing, actually, although it usually is listed after desire in the traditional list of the 5 hindrances, or the 5 mental irritants, psychic irritants, emotional illnesses. It really should get star billing because it is more destructive than desire. And it's also, according to the Buddha, easier to get rid of, so there's hope. Buddha says, anger is a great stain upon the personality, but is relatively easy to get rid of. Desire is a lesser stain upon the personality, but is very hard to get rid of. This is something to keep in mind, a good little bit of knowledge, that desire is a more widespread phenomenon and is tolerated and doesn't always lead to destruction. Anger is very problematic and will be conducive to your own unhappiness and the unhappiness of others as well. So, the similes that the Buddha gives for anger, first, the water simile, the mind, when in its best and healthiest condition, is like pure, clear water. You can see through the water and it doesn't distort reality. Anger is equivalent to boiling water. The bubbles appear. And of course, when the bubbles appear, you can no longer see the bottom of the pot. Everything is distorted. Now, that's problematic. So what happens to the mind in anger? The mind unwisely attends to the fault. Now, the fault, it could be the fault in yourself. Sometimes you're angry at yourself. Sometimes you're angry at others. Sometimes you're angry at life in general or even the universe. What one is obsessing about, one is focusing on, is some aspect of fault. And it is unwise attention to the fault. It's not that wise, kindly people do not see faults. They see faults. In fact, they may be more perceptive about faults than the angry person, but they see it with wise attention. And that's the distinction between wise attention and unwise attention. Unwise attention is accompanied by an emotion, a negative emotion, which we call anger, or we could say aversion. Because this can go all the way from mild irritability. We could even include boredom in this. We could include sadness, depression in it. All of these are forms of aversion. We just don't like the situation. Our feeling is that we want it not to be this way. We want to push it away. We want it to disappear, or we would like even to destroy it. And so this is the spectrum, all the way to cruelty and rage. It can go to ice cold feelings of wanting revenge and cruelty, or it can be very hot. But this is the spectrum. So the next simile is, what does it feel like? And the Buddha gives the simile of a man who is sick. So we should include the ladies as well. But a man or a woman who is sick, physically
and non-binary people,
ill, and when you get over it, that is the feeling of getting over anger. Anger is very similar to a sickness. It does not feel well. Anger never arises coincident with a pleasurable feeling. It always arises connected to an unpleasant, negative feeling. Unlike desire, desire can arise actually with a positive charge to it. It can arise with a sense of pleasure or a sense of pain, but anger does not arise with a sense of pleasure. And if you're surprised by that, you need to reflect on this. You need to watch yourself in anger. And you will find out that it is not pleasant, whatever you think. You think perhaps that when I get angry, I feel better afterwards. No, you don't. It's not about afterwards. Afterwards, you feel better because the anger's not there. Some people think, when I shout and scream and hit pillows and stuff like this, I get the anger out. No, you don't, actually. You're experiencing anger all that time, and it's so unpleasant that it makes you want to scream and hit things. That's the connection between the anger and those activities. Perhaps the anger subsides afterwards, but what you've just done is set yourself up for more anger. You don't get over anger by being angry. You don't learn anything by maintaining anger. Anger is destructive, dangerous, and delusional. It feeds our misperceptions about the world. It feeds our ignorance and our delusions. It's the food of delusion. So anger is a very destructive. It is painful, but once again, we refer back to the Buddha's statement that it is easier to get rid of than desire. Why is that? Because it's painful. Almost everybody would like to get rid of anger. And lots of people are hesitant to get rid of desire. They're not sure why they should. But anger is much more likely that you are highly motivated. You would really like to be out of a situation, wouldn't you, that is making you angry. If you're around people who are negative, destructive, threatening, frustrating, how do you feel when you're away from them, around people who are the opposite, who are supportive, generous, kind, humorous? What's the difference there? Which company do you prefer? Of course, everybody prefers that kindness, ease, humor, generosity, trust. So this is the why anger is easier to get rid of, because it's so painful and problematic. You're highly motivated. And if you do one thing, you should actually make it a feature. Perhaps in the order of things, you should be more attentive to the possibilities of anger. It requires mindfulness. Lots of people don't know they're angry. How is that possible? It's possible. It's become so normal, so a part of your ordinary being, to be irritated with life in general, slightly depressed, or even significantly depressed. It's become normal in your system, and that's why you are not aware that you are angry. So you must, how are you going to know that you're angry? You must find some situation where you are not angry, that you are happy and at peace, and then you will know the difference. So until you have a break from it, you won't know how bad it is. This is what happens when you're raised in a terribly dysfunctional family life, or you don't know that you're in a terribly dysfunctional family life until one day you go visit your friends, your neighbors, and they're very civilized. They don't hit each other or shout or curse each other or steal from each other, and it's just a revelation. And then you realize, I've come from the depths. I never want to go back there. So this is the nature of anger. How to help you get out of anger is to remove yourself from irritable situations, put yourself in pleasant environment, and to associate with people who are not angry, but who are the opposite, or who are kind and generous and patient and understanding, until the dark clouds clear and you know what it's like to be in the sunshine of goodwill and non-anger. So I hope I've tempted you with the carrot of pleasant abidings and wise attention, and I hope you make the journey quickly towards non-anger and its opposite, which is the presence of goodwill and ease.
I was literally fucking pissed off that people were bullying me at high school, so therefore I wanted to fucking shoot up the school.
Obviously, the detractors following Ross became concerned after hearing these comments from him. And Neil Venegas, proud creator of the Ross thread on Kiwi Farms, doxed Ross and called a wellness check on him, along with tipping off the FBI. Medicare uploaded his second video on Ross around this time, updating his audience on everything that had happened after his first video. After this official wellness check, Ross's grandparents supposedly banned him from using the internet for 2 months. But shortly after this, he was caught using his PlayStation to talk to Nuclear Gamer, and Ross's grandparents made the decision to send him to a group home. At this point, I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Ross has a developmental disability. He's claimed in his streams to have everything from schizophrenia to autism. Many have agreed that he exhibits many of the symptoms associated with these conditions, including his odd manner of speaking where he repeats pretty much over and over again, his intense over-the-top reactions to minor issues, and most importantly, his extreme lack of social judgment. I'm not telling you this to try to defend him, but it is important context to the story, and also likely explains how Ross's grandparents were able to send him to a facility so easily despite him being an adult. Because of his new living situation, Ross would stay off the internet for about 2 months while he was in a group home. But on November 18th, 2017, the lolcow would return to YouTube. He uploaded a video that was seemingly recorded on a display computer in a Microsoft store, which likely meant that he was still in the home and wasn't allowed to use the internet. This video has unfortunately been lost to time, but gathering from the discussion about it on Kiwi Farms, Ross mostly just rants about how he was set up in the last stream, and that he only admitted to being a pedo to get people to leave him alone, though I don't quite understand the logic on that one. After this, things would remain quiet for another few months, until Ross finally got full internet access back in early 2018, and Medicare would upload his third video. This upload would contain some disturbing new information from secretly recorded Discord conversations with Ross, including the fact that he had essay fantasies.
But I mean, like, the girl about having rape fantasies about, like, it's my ex-girlfriend, and it's like, how, like, holy water or something like that, or like sunlight or something like that. Like, whenever you just look at her, you just feel like you want to rape her, and that's your weakness.
Whoa. Is someone recording this?
Oh my god, why would you say that? So what if I told you that this potential child abuser who fantasizes about assault and committing mass shootings was working at a school?
I heard you're a teacher's assistant now, Ross. Is it true?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, why?
How old are the children that you're assisting?
They're like in elementary school. Why?
Oh. Okay.
Once again, Ross's followers became concerned. There was a large effort to find the school Ross was working for and to let them know that they were putting kids at risk. But even though we had Ross's location, no school in his vicinity knew who Ross was. Pretty odd. After Medicare completed his trilogy, Ross's now ex-friend JetRex would leak a chat in which Ross asks if he can live with him, to which Jet says no because he was concerned about his sister's safety. Ross would respond to this by saying, "Would you rather have someone murder her or have someone molest and still care for her?" This was not a particularly persuasive argument and something that should have probably been shown to law enforcement. But for some reason, Jet didn't seem to be concerned about these comments made about his sibling. That might seem strange, but it would all be explained a few months later. On May 18th, 2018, JetRex, real identity Logan Westfall, would be arrested for not only molesting, but also sodomizing his sister. He's in prison right now, and he thankfully won't be eligible for parole until 2037. Around this time, Ross told the world that he quit his job working for the unnamed school, and was now identifying as a MAP, which is an abbreviation for Minor Attracted Person. The MAP community is extremely controversial for obvious reasons. Their goal is to try to convince the world that they have a natural form of sexuality, and that it should only be criminalized if a person actually hurts a child. I probably don't have to convince you that there's a lot wrong with these people and the message they're trying to spread. But Ross apparently found their points compelling and was trying to leave violence and negativity behind him, just not the pedo part. And with that, the saga started to slow down a bit. But then, over a year later, everything would start to get even weirder. Ross began appearing more and more unhinged in his live streams, like how he was apparently working for another school now, and that he was also into necrophilia. He would also even make his own Kiwi Farms competitor site that was called Cherry Frams. What a lot of people didn't know was that at the time, Ross was not at his grandparents' place or the group home anymore, but was instead bouncing from different hotels. Why wasn't he just staying at one hotel? Well, because he kept getting kicked out for screaming. I will kill you all! I will get Ross Ross would stay at a couple different places until finally one day, instead of just knocking on his door, the hotel staff actually called the police. And when the cops got there, Ross would tell them that he was viewing CP. Unfortunately, this clip is pretty bad quality and hard to make out, but we are able to restore some of Ross's conversation with the officers.
I was pretty much talking about how I watched nudist pictures, and the nudist pictures contained children. Distributed or anything like that. My grandmother said to never do that again. So, other than that, I don't have any. But the thing is that what I did do was I looked at the thing, really, the nudist, the children in the bathtub as well.
Understandably, the police arrested Ross and took his computer. But in an interesting twist, they never found any evidence of CP on his hard drive or his browser history. So instead of keeping him in jail, they stuck him in a psychiatric facility. He would remain there until he was released 2 years later in mid-2021. And since then hasn't returned to social media publicly. With the chronological events of Bathtub Ross out of the way, I think now's a good time to take a second to figure out what exactly happened in the story. Because there are definitely some conclusions to be drawn here with hindsight now being 2020. For one, if Ross told the police that he had been watching CP, but law enforcement didn't find any evidence of this and didn't charge him for it, then the logical conclusion is that he was making it up. And if he was willing to lie about that, we can apply this logic to other events to see what other claims were merely just made for attention. Well, for one thing, the idea of Ross working at a school now seems to obviously be a lie. The man was sent to a group home that likely helped adults with developmental disabilities receive professional care around the clock. There are facilities out there that have programs that help their residents find work, but these jobs usually consist of simple tasks like folding laundry or basic data entry, away from the general public. Ross claimed to be a teaching assistant, which often requires a formal education. It's no surprise that Kiwi Farms was unable to find out where Ross was working, because he almost certainly made it up. Let's look at it like this. It's no secret that Ross likes lolcows. He was involved in the DSP community and made some pretty obvious references to Chris Chan in the past, like when he called himself a virgin with rage. He even made his own Kiwi Farms competitor site. Now, the defining feature of a lot of lolcows is the ability to thrive off of negative attention. Most people who are being cyberbullied in an anonymous space are usually able to just delete their accounts and leave. But lolcows seemingly always come back for more, trying to twist this negative attention into a positive. But Ross never seemed to care about that. In fact, it appears he made up horrible things about himself to stoke the flames. Did Ross ever look up pictures of children in bathtubs? It's hard to say with confidence. We do know that he was surrounded by pedos in his friend group, with one even accused of distributing pictures of his young niece bathing around this time. But regardless of whether or not Ross looked up this stuff himself, the allegations alone got him a lot of notoriety. Because for some reason in our society, if someone makes those sort of claims, we kind of just believe them. And what he said was so outrageous, even a famous YouTuber was willing to make a video about him. When this attention started to die down, Ross pretended to drink a bottle of Febreze and then talked about how he had fantasized about hurting children and committing mass crimes. And then suddenly, he got more attention and another video made about him by the same famous YouTuber. Ross was then sent to a group home and wasn't able to post online for a while, which drastically reduced the amount of attention he was getting. So what does he do when he gets out? He tells people online that he's a pedo again, but now with the twist that he's working with children. Once again, he got more attention and another video on his misdeeds. Do you see the cycle here? After his trilogy, Medicare was pretty much done with the subject, but Ross still desperately tried to cling to whatever negative clout he had by saying he was working at a different school now, and all of a sudden was into necrophilia. As this cycle went on, Ross's mental state kept on getting worse and worse until he told police point blank that he possessed CP, which is something that would have sent him to prison if it were true. It's obviously never been confirmed if Ross did or did not make everything up. He himself has been off the internet since that night the police knocked on his door 5 years ago. There was never going to be a happy ending to this tale, but the fact that Ross is now staying offline out of his own volition is a very slim silver lining to a dumpster fire of a story.
Breaking a little. This is terrible. That was the first and only time I ever had sex. Oh, unless like they like, I need to do it for a daily challenge, which they have not had. I've literally only had Phantom. Into that. Into that. My tongue. I should never turn the microphones on. Turn it off. Sorry, friend. Disrupted. Gotta do it. MP7 it. No joke. Just never nerf it. Murder machine. So close. spider's going. I mean, in my personal opinion, I'm sure someone else could make a good argument contrary. But I think echelon, right? I don't talk good. I feel as if it's the only really useful action. Really useful, like the one worth using. Look at this. I'm like this is basically like advanced UAV. I'm just chilling, giving my team full real-time location. I mean, this Libertad can be useful. And Phantoms. I like cleaners. Cleaners is honestly, it might not be the most useful, but I think it's the most fun. And I think it's best for aggressive play. A very aggressive play. Get out of here. Echelon is basically, it's essentially a wall hack. Like any power that's basically like a cheat. Pretty powerful. Like if someone's willing to pay extra to get a cheat to do the exact same thing, it's your most powerful thing. No one buys cheats so they can like slam the ground and kill everyone around them, which is cool, but getting through walls, it's next level. That's just like literally, you're just cheating. Libertad's the only one that comes close because it kind of gives you a buff. Right? Just a buff, that's all it is. It ain't even like a invincibility. Seeing through walls is, in an FPS game, pretty powerful. Even when the new faction comes out. Even though, I mean, it would be nice to have a trophy system. Even then, it still won't be as powerful as Echelon. I don't see how they can top it. They could, like, you can make a good argument it's overpowered if it's somehow. I used to think it wasn't powerful enough, but I'm gonna take a break, but I'll be back. I might play MW3 when I get back. I haven't gone in there yet today to do my daily challenges. I gotta make it run. See you later. Bye.